Hey everybody, so over this past weekend there was a massive spike in older Call of Duty games when it comes to the online player count, as Activision apparently fixed a bunch of the old servers as they get ready for the deal to pass with Microsoft. So I decided to check it out for myself. I was curious, how are the servers holding up? How easy was it to find a game? Were there any major issues? So let's go over those questions and more as we take a step back in time to the days of online Call of Duty via the Xbox 360. Now, just to check how it was working, I did also play online through the Xbox Series X through backwards compatibility, but every bit of footage you're going to see is going to be from an actual Xbox 360 recorded on June 18th, 2023. Now, if you recall, I actually tried doing this back in early December of 2022 and I had no luck finding any games, so I was a little skeptical that it would actually work, but I loaded up my Xbox 360, put in Modern Warfare 3, downloaded the 2 free maps, and I was in a lobby with real people within minutes. I had no issues using the Xbox Series X or an Xbox 360. I was able to find games that played perfectly fine, as if there had been no server issues the entire time. There were players using voice chat, there were players in multiple different playlists, and there were players like me starting out on a brand new account at level 1. As for any issues, there's some old Call of Duty jank that was never really gonna go away. From everyone starting next to each other and clipping through teammates as you try to get to the starting domination flag, to a couple of people having internet issues with them being really choppy, but nothing that was anything out of the ordinary if you're used to older Call of Duty games. I even had one time in 5 hours with Modern Warfare 3 where the game had to pause and migrate to a new host, but it did what it needed to do and the game kept going. Now, if you're looking for a specific game mode, that's where you might have some trouble finding a game. Staples like Team Deathmatch or Domination, there was absolutely no issues finding a game. But there were entire playlists that only had 2 or 3 players in it, so choose wisely if you're looking to go back into some Call of Duty nostalgia. So while Modern Warfare 3 was actually my older Call of Duty of choice, it doesn't mean I wasn't curious about some of the other games. I did try World at War, but I actually couldn't get it to work. It kept telling me I didn't have the proper maps installed, so I downloaded the only free map I could find, as everything else free for the game was trailers or demos, but after downloading that one free map, I still couldn't get into a game. After that, I put in Black Ops 1, and this time I had no downloads required. I went to multiplayer and straight away I was in a game. While it looked like this had a bit more people playing compared to Modern Warfare 3, I actually had a bit more trouble with the game. I had one host migration in 30 minutes, but more importantly, I found a lot more people who were glitching, not moving or skipping forward while playing Black Ops. While I saw maybe 1 or 2 players who were messed up during my 5 hours with Modern Warfare 3, I found multiple players across multiple games in under an hour with Black Ops 1. Now, that being said, it was still completely playable. If Black Ops is your favorite out of the franchise, or you just miss playing Nuketown, then absolutely you can play Black Ops right now on Xbox. I do find it pretty interesting that so many players rush back to these older Call of Duty games on Xbox, as players seem to be anticipating the purchase of Activision to go through, and knowing from this quick small sample size that there should be an active player base for these older games if they do go into Game Pass. Just quick, in case anyone was curious, I also did plug in my PS3 and I decided to check out Modern Warfare 3 on there as well, and actually, everything worked. There was only about 200 players total online, and basically everyone was in Team Deathmatch. So in theory, you can still play older Call of Duty games on the PS3 as well, but you're going to have an extremely limited choice of game styles when compared to the Xbox. Personally, I think this was a great surprise and a good peek into the potential future for older Call of Duty games, especially in the Xbox ecosystem. If these games do end up in Game Pass, they seem to have a decent chance of keeping an active community going, which, in my mind, will only benefit players. Being able to choose to play a newer or older game based on what you enjoy, the maps you want to play, or the potential different game modes you want to partake in can only be a good thing. While I do think it's a shame that the player count is so small on the PS3 from what I saw, I think it's a good first step in the right direction to giving players more options, as I checked out these same Xbox versions in December and I had zero luck. I think if these games do go into Game Pass, Modern Warfare 3 is actually going to be the older Call of Duty I personally return to the most, even though I actually still play the newer games extremely often. But what about you? Are you looking forward to playing some older Call of Duty games again, or did you actually already check them out this past weekend? And which Call of Duty are you hoping gets added to Game Pass? If you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit the thumbs up. It really helps out a lot. And be sure to subscribe if you're new here. And if you want to check out more video game related content and you have any nostalgia for the Xbox ecosystem, then be sure to check out this video right here.